A 28-year-old dual citizen is arrested after an alleged embassy firebomb attempt. History is made at the Indy 500. Plus your trivia question of the day. What do the abbreviations AM and PM actually stand for? It's Monday, May 26th, and this is your Memorial Day edition of the Flyover Podcast. Welcome to the Flyover Podcast, taking you above the noise for an unbiased, high-altitude view of today's headlines with daily coverage that's honest and refreshing. Let's cruise the news and land the facts. Hello there. No, you didn't wake up in a Groundhog Day rerun or have a Freaky Friday moment. It is Monday, and yes, I am the weekend host, so no need to double-check your calendar. It's just a little holiday shuffle. I'm Amy Hess, filling in for Ayla Brown on this special Memorial Day edition of The Flyover. If you caught yesterday's show, we unpacked the origin of Memorial Day. Today, we lean into its purpose. More than 1 million Americans have given their lives in service to this country. And today, we remember them. At 3 p.m. local time, Americans across the nation will pause for the national moment of remembrance. So if you've never taken part, maybe this is the year. After your news fix, take a moment to honor those who made all this freedom possible. All right, we've got some news to get into, so let's get ready for takeoff. First up, weather worries on what's supposed to be a sunny holiday. Memorial Day weather is a mixed bag this year. While folks in the Midwest and Northeast are enjoying cool, calm conditions, the South is bracing for possible severe storms. Cities like Oklahoma City, Little Rock, Memphis, and Fort Worth are in the crosshairs for flooding, tornado, and heavy rain. Meanwhile, in Washington, D.C., all eyes are on the National Memorial Day Parade, the largest event in the country today. Despite overcast skies, the show will go on, featuring none other than KISS rock star Gene Simmons and 4 Medal of Honor recipients as Grand Marshals. Meanwhile, the U.S. military is pouring more than $6 billion into fixing a growing problem, recruitment numbers that have sharply dropped since the pandemic. The Navy's dishing out bonuses up to $150,000, while the Army's Future Soldier Prep Course boasts a 95% graduation rate and nearly 25,000 recruits. Competition for new enlistees is steep and costly. And finally, whether you're looking to visit or just put down some roots, these beach towns are making waves. Realtor.com's 2025 list of affordable seaside spots puts Pascagoula, Mississippi at the top, where homes list for under $170,000. Deerfield Beach, Florida, and Surfside Beach, South Carolina round out the top picks. Just looking for a perfect vacation? Cooper's Beach, Beachwalker Park, and Denora-Wiggins Pass lead this year's Best Beach rankings. All right, this is it. Last call to invest in Picasso at the current share price. If you've been thinking about it, now's the time to act. Picasso, founded by the same guy who built Zillow, is on fire. They've already generated $110 million in gross profit and are expanding fast across Europe, Mexico, and the U.S. This isn't just another startup pitch. It's a real company with 5 years of operating history, real revenue, and you can still invest for just $2.80 per share, but only until May 29th. Whether you're building a portfolio or making your first move into a startup investing, this is the kind of shot you don't get twice. Visit Picasso.com/the flyover right now. That's PACASO.com/the flyover. Don't miss it. Still ahead on the flyover, an Indy 500 first, a sailing cat with serious sea legs, and some surprisingly heart-healthy snacks. Plus the answer to our trivia question and your pole position results, coming up next. All right, let's dip through some headlines that didn't make the main runway, but are still well worth the airtime. Leading off with a milestone at the greatest spectacle in racing, Alex Palou becomes the first Spanish driver to win the Indy 500, charging past Marcus Ericsson for his 6th victory this season and cementing top place at the Brickyard. Next, a serious security scare with global stakes. A dual U.S.-German citizen was arrested at JFK after allegedly trying to firebomb a U.S. Embassy office in Tel Aviv. Joseph Neumeier faces up to 20 years in prison after leaving behind Molotov cocktails and posting online threats. Flying this summer? Don't panic if you leave something behind. TSA says nearly 100,000 items are recovered each year. If you're still at the gate, ask an agent. Otherwise, check your airline's website or TSA's Lost and Found page. Items are usually held for 30 days. After that, they're sold or destroyed, with proceeds going to the national debt. Next up, some sweet news for your heart. A new study shows that snacks like tea, dark chocolate, apples, and grapes can help lower blood pressure and improve circulation, sometimes as effectively as medication. The key compound? Flavin 3-OL. Researchers say food is often better than supplements. And two stories, best seen, not just heard. Al Capone's pocket watch heads to auction next month, expected to fetch up to $160,000. And after a 2,000-mile solo sail, Oregon man Oliver Widger and his cat Phoenix arrived in Hawaii to cheers, cameras, and a hero's welcome. To see the photos, head to the email edition of the Flyover. Sign up is free and just takes seconds. All right, now it's time for Pole Position, where we turn the mic over to you. Yesterday, we asked, are you planning to watch the Indianapolis 500? Here's how the results came in. 67% of you said no, 21% said yes, and 11% said, when does football start? And honestly, fair question. I didn't catch it myself, so I was with the majority here, but I do love the Kentucky Derby, so I don't know, maybe I'd find a similar thrill at the Brickyard. What do you think? For those of you who voted yes, drop a comment and tell me what you love about the Indy 500. Make me a fan. Now for today's poll, and in the spirit of Memorial Day, we're asking, are you a military veteran? Your options are yes, no, currently serving. And can I just say a big heartfelt thank you to those who have served or are serving right now. You can vote through the email edition, and Ayla will have the results for you tomorrow. Time for today's trivia, and we're going old school. What do the abbreviations AM and PM stand for when telling time? Here's the answer. AM stands for antemeridium, Latin for before midday, and PM stands for postmeridium, Latin for after midday. We've been using this system for centuries, and digital clocks haven't made the terms any less relevant. It's one of those tiny things we see every day without giving it much thought. So now, when someone asks, you can tell them it's Latin. Bonus points if you can pronounce it correctly. I sure hope I just did. All right, that does it for this episode of The Flyover. Thank you so much for joining me. Ayla Brown will be back tomorrow and ready for takeoff. And don't let this day pass without remembering those who served and didn't come home. And remember, at 3 p.m. your time, the National Moment of Remembrance invites us all to pause together. If you've never taken part, maybe this really is the year you do. But hey, any time works. The important thing is to take a moment to honor our fallen in service. I'll be back next weekend. Until then, enjoy the rest of your Memorial Day, and thanks for flying with us.